Aha, yes. Well, crazy friend. Give thanks and much gratitude for even posing the question to open the dialogue. On such a topic. Yes. My person live in this space, so yay, get to talk this shit from my experiences on, whatever, esoteric. Anyway, just excited. You know how it is. Yes, get excited. These words. Maybe remember to breathe and slow down. And, top of the day, Kundalini Razen. Let's begin that way. Yeah, settle down, breathe. That's right, breathing. Kundalini Razen to all. Kundalini Razen. Grand Razen, Kundalini Razen. That's the path we got to that. So that's salutations, heavenly salutations, Kundalini Razen. And happy, what is this, Mars deity? It feels like a Mars deity, Tuesday, Mars deity. And happy Mars deity to all. About 2 days into the solstice, 3 days, 2 days. Anywho, we're timeless, so we're settling down within time and space to congratulate, say yes, Emilola, plain and simple. You're on it. Yes, and. That's, your boy love the yes and of life. Yeah, every motherfucking thing is yes and. Everything is yes and. My personal experience with, shit is yes and. Anywho, so yes, the non-attachment, I said this, when that's added to the manifesting, you see, the non-attachment, butter baby, it's a non-attachment without having any expectations on the how or the when, the how or the when, I just, shit, mother, just sit back and we all be surprised at the same damn time, just watch it, baby. Take it to the bank, at some point we'll give you a date, but until then, keep your eyes open. Yeah, so, yeah, that's right on. Congratulations, that's it. And again, as a reminder, you're speaking from my personal experience, 2 separate entities, 2 separate dimensions. One is of manifesting, and the other is of non-attachment. Some may see the law, maybe the law of manifesting, and the law of non-attachment, or the art, my person. The art and science, duality, yes, eh? So for my person, there's an art and science of manifesting, and there's an art and science of being non-attached. Art and science, right? And so yes, and of course the non-attachment is just that, not attached, not to the judgment, to the, not attached, just to the outcome, not attached to the outcome, In other words, with whatever happens, at least maintaining a neutral state of being, a neutral vibration. When it's neutral, baby, cool, Now, if you want to get some joy, because it's like, oh, you really like that one, though. Hey, that's on you, You just say neutral or joy, piece of joy. That's my person going to maintain its equilibrium with everything, creation, because it's always creating, manifesting, which leads us to the end of manifesting. My person feels as though you're speaking about one form of manifesting, which is the embodiment of one's own truth, one's own practices, one's own philosophy, When one embodies that, and it says, oh, this is what it looks like embodied, that's a form of manifestation. Manifesting, which is more of the internal, more of the internal, yes, internal self-manifestation, internal, meaning that people see the change in you the being. And this changed physically, emotionally, how the response and, the flow, mentally, spiritually. So when you embody your teachings, there's a change that comes, and it hits all the bodies, the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies. And then people see that change, and so they see the manifestation of that, you see. So yes, manifestation. And of course, there's the other manifestation of the external, a car, house, a spiritual retreat center in the mountains of Jamaica, you see. Things of that nature, shit like that. So yeah, you're ready to go to Jamaica, and and in February, that's the plan. So we're looking to, manifest that. You see, as we speak. So yes, got an update from the property owner. The property owner, so it's really on him. So he said by the end of February. So my person's looking to go by the end of February to Jamaica. We've been talking about it since 2018. Yes, December. There's a diary, the Octorian sister. Octorian sea star, you see. Since December of 2018, my person was planted the seed of Jamaica, relocating to Jamaica. It wasn't the mountains at that point. Haven't been to Jamaica at that point. Still haven't really physically gone there. So, yeah, it was just, and it was from another sister who was messing around with, so. Might as well give you this little full detail shit. We already have 6 motherfucking minutes, so fuck it. She messed around with this sister in fucking 2018 who has family there. In 2016, 2 years strong into this I admit thing. I admit.me, 2 years in strong. And she was like, shit, we got fucking family in Jamaica. Well, we just go to Jamaica. We're like, sounds good. Go to Jamaica. A year later, we broke up. Yeah, it still felt like we should go to Jamaica. Did a reading Maduna Haru Hatep, Jamaica. So shit, fuck it. We going to Jamaica, So this was 2019. Officially said we were going to Jamaica in 2019, and it wasn't until 2023 at the Temple Mother Earth. Met a brother named Demoja. He does, psilocybin, website and all, legal business, a brother, young brother. He's a holistic, he's like the conscious holistic approach to psilocybin and cannabis. And so met him at 2023 at Temple Mother Earth, right? And in December, we met during the summer, during the summertime, did a few events together, had a relationship. December of 2023, my person sharing this story, the plan is to go to the Mount of Jamaica, Temple Mother Earth, have a temple in the Mount of Jamaica. And so he says, where? In the mountains or anywhere? My person was like, Only thing that ever stood out was being near the Maroon community. Have a whole nother story on that. However, the Maroon community. And so it was like, mountains sounds good. Like the mountains. We go to the mountains of Jamaica. He said, this may be perfect. His family has property in Jamaica, in the mountains. St. Catherine's Parish, to be exact. So, and he said, but the family's here. And the person who's taking care of the property, he's in his elder states now. He's an elder. So we don't know the family don't know what to do with the property. So that's it. We talked about it. He said, oh shit, well, a temple at the, Long story short, met his father finally, maybe September. It was a Jamaican event here in DC. He said, me and my dad gonna be at the event. Go to the event, Silver Spring, Maryland. However, his dad is at the event, my person at the event. However, it's a Jamaica thing, people everywhere, waiting for his son. It starts to rain. His father goes home. He calls his father. He says, come by the house. So we go by the house in September, this year, and talk with his dad. And then in October, The emoji says, Dad want to know if you can go with him by the end of February to Jamaica to see the property. Because we told him the story of I admit him, spiritual center, we just relocate. So yeah. A brief story, or maybe not so brief, this is all relative shit. That's a story. It's a motherfucking story. It's a story. It's a story. It's a motherfucking story. It is a story. So this, and it's a winter solstice. So give thanks for posing the question to share my personal experience manifesting and using non-attachment. My person had no idea. And now we're being asked to go to St. Catherine's Parish, yes. Right, so anyway, you're gonna go to Atlanta, again, either be down there and come back up into DC for some events, play the drums, stuff like that, and for February, then from February, boom, and back to Douglasville. So we'll be down there in the summertime. Anyway, we're giving you bits and pieces. We're still excited on how this thing is manifesting. Again, this is how my person uses, manifesting and non-attachment. Now, the tools for manifesting, that's got to be something different, because we can dive off deep into that. Real quick on that one. One of the ways my person look at manifestations as an Arcturian starseed, with our understanding of the, generally the 5 and below Ds. We don't get to the 60 or 70. We only work with the 5 and below right now because that's manageable. 5D is all happening at the same time. 4D, infinite timelines. So how my person does it is says, well, we know Jamaica's the spot. Boom. And so my person pays attention to what's going on, and as it gets the uploads to the different shit that could happen, whatever sounds good. It's like if something sounds good in the thoughts, this is what we are now with it. This is evolution. Say, okay, something sounds good. Oh, that thought is good. That thought, if it makes sense, oh, say that shit out loud. Oh, that makes sense, because it makes sense. It makes sense. Repeat it. Repeat it out loud. It makes sense, and then act on it. And that's what my person does at this stage. It took a while to get here. Shit. However, this the hack that my person has. It understands more and more of who it is and how to do shit. Shit, this is the way we do the shit now. We just fucking sit back and listen, get the thoughts, and say it makes sense, speak that shit. Oh, that makes sense, speak that shit. And then do that shit. That's all we're doing these days. So manifesting with non-attachment. Great question. Allow our brother to share his experience of this shit, which is how we get into Jamaica. So, and until the next question, or whatever happens, shorty, talk to you, see you, okay, we out. The light, unconditionally love you to life. Translation, Cliff Note translation. Unconditionally love you to life. Ciao, bella.